Bram, Boat Horn, attention Booster Clubs. Booster Club members, if you're tired of fundraisers that steal your nights and weekends just to raise a little, this is for you. We help Booster Clubs for any sport. Create a weekly Coaches Show podcast. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, all of it. Fans love it because it highlights the team, the players, and the story behind the season. And here's the part you're going to like. We do all the work. We handle the setup, the recording, the editing, the posting, the graphics, and the promo clips. We even help you package it so local businesses want to sponsor it, and that sponsorship money becomes Booster Club revenue. Your only job? Make the coach available for a short interview each week. That's it. Want the simple breakdown on how this turns into fundraising? Comment Booster to get your Coaches Show fundraising plan.
All right, we're joined here with Wall High School head coach Craig Slaughter. Coach, if you want to introduce your 3 student athletes.
Senior linebacker Jacob Braden, senior quarterback Landon York, senior wide receiver Reid Robertson. Coach. Amazing dudes.
Coach, just your initial thoughts about winning the state championship.
Dude, it hadn't set in yet. That was such a competitive game. You never really couldn't breathe with those guys' explosive offense. But I couldn't be happier for and not just these 3, though they're amazing. It was a special year from the jump. We knew we had a chance to play tonight. Then you see a loaded Newton team all week, and not doubt, but you knew you better play well. And my God, did our kids respond? And if you'd have told me we'd hold those guys to 24 points, I probably would have taken 30 plus. I'm so proud of the kids and the stops we made and how they played. Just the last 2 wins for us was, I think, just guts and nuts of the toughness of our kids.
Questions from the board?
Coach, breezed through the schedule for 14 games, and your last 2 are gut checkers. Can you talk a little bit about how resolved?
For sure, and I know some people. Believe me, we tried to load our schedule up. West Texas, Brownwood, Jim Ned, Monaghan, Sweetwater. That's the teams to play out there. Some of them we just made at times look like they weren't as solid because we were so solid. But, that was definitely a worry in the playoffs is how are you going to, the first time you play somebody where it's not just, Landon having all day and all wide open receivers. But, again, you saw just enough offense, just enough defense, special teams. You saw a complete football team and just amazing, especially in the biggest moments, at the state championship game.
Just a picture-perfect start. Obviously, I'll come out with the trick play to start to kind of set the tone with that. Just talk about kind of the decision to come out with that and kind of show that you.
Well, hey, we had worked on that Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday we do our first 5 plays of the game, and again, I want to credit the offensive staff, Coach Londerholm, and the guys, and they thought they would get a certain look. Hey, credit to Reid. That play was really supposed to go to the running back. Reid, just had Kellen and made a great play. These kids would tell you today, before we got on the bus, I showed them 8 punts because I said the worst thing they do is punt. And I said, well, we have a chance to we're going to go for all-out block. And I said, I think it'll turn the game if it happens. And, I don't know if it was the first or second punt, but, we did punt before we got on the bus today. I said, boys, this could be it. And, boy, did that pay off.
Can you talk about your defensive plan coming in?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Hey, yeah, our defensive plan. Hey, we knew, and I told the kids, their speed, that back, their backs are amazing. But, man, disciplined, tough. We have athletic kids. It's not like we're slow. Disciplined, tough kids. I think that football translates no matter what, And, again, that first drive, it was definitely, we were like, hey, we'll figure it out. We'll start fitting it up better. And then, because even that first drive, that kid carried the Porter kid, I think, had 8 carries. And on the headset, I said, fellas, awesome. 8 carries. That dude ain't going to carry the ball 50 times, not that fresh, to do that, So, our plan was just go be ourselves. We were our normal, aggressive, we didn't do anything different than we did every week of the year.
Coach, how's your blood pressure, especially on those last few plays?
Dude, I could have done without the 4th and 15, but – in reality, you knew you were up 9, things would have had to really go awry. But, the 4th and 15, I thought we were, and we were in good shape. That was just the Porter kid making a great play. I was, because I'm 50 plus and I've seen so much football, I was, I think, very calm. I mean, again, I trust our kids. I trust our program. And, again, there's times that you think it could have went a little bit smoother. But, my God, man, our kids are amazing, and, they made it work.
And, Coach, you talked last game, like the semifinal. You wouldn't have enjoyed this when you were 30. Now you're a little bit older.
Yeah.
Is it that much sweeter that you had to have those trials, those tribulations, the setbacks?
It's definitely shaped my career. I got my 100th win the other day. Nobody knew it. I mean, I didn't say anything to anybody, because just along the way, it was all about our team. And, and I mean, who cares? I mean, in reality, I mean, this is what you're chasing. But I mean, because I've got my tail kicked more than probably any coach here this whole weekend. And I mean, that's facts. I mean, I have 4 wins now or whatever it is, and I have 85 losses. There's probably not many dudes here with 85 losses, but I mean, I think it's part of what shaped my career. I mean, I coach the same way. I mean, I think probably the best job I've ever done is going 1-9 in Sweetwater. I mean, those kids were still showing up to play and compete. If you can't show up when you're 15-0, as a coach, you ain't very good. This was the easy part. Coaching these dogs.
This question is for Reid. Congratulations on winning this championship and also getting that MVP. Man, talk about the work that you did this season to separate yourself and become MVP and make the big catches and big touchdowns that you were able to today.
Yes, sir. We got a great receiver room, great receivers coach. I was just blessed to receive some of those balls from Landon. Man, our receivers coach had us working 100% every single day since the beginning of two-a-days. That man had us put in the work.
All right. Follow-up, can you talk about that O-line and how they create the opportunity for your quarterbacks to get you the ball?
Man, those dudes, they need so much more love than they get. Every single play, it starts with them. This is the most important part of the whole game, in my opinion.
Second row.
Question for all four of you. It sounds like you had even like San Angelo behind you in addition to Wall. How does it feel to not only win the first state title for yourselves, but also for your community?
Oh, it means so much. I feel like our school, I mean, we're a huge football school, and like winning a state title has just always been like what we're chasing. So like finally getting it's huge.
Yeah, man, the feeling is great. Ever since the start of August and those first summer workouts, man, this is what our goal was. And ever since the beginning, every single kid on the team has showed up, showed out and given it their all. And I just can't appreciate the guys around me enough and the great coaching staff that we have to get us here.
Third row.
Landon, can you talk about just what it means for you to kind of end your career like this? It's interesting. Obviously, at Wall, you throw more passes in one quarter than a lot of quarterbacks the last 20 years have in the whole season. It's a lot different. But what does it mean to you to be able to cap your career like this?
Oh, it means so much. I mean, I've been playing football with these guys and all the guys in that locker room since I was a little bitty, and we've just always been just chasing this dream. And so for us to do it with this coaching staff and these guys, it means a lot.
For all the players, last time Wall was here at State, they were running a wing tee. Now you guys run a spread offense. You guys completely changed the culture of Wall. And you're the ones that win the first state championship. Just talk about what that feels like and how special that is.
Man, I mean, it just goes back to the hard work and dedication it takes to even be a good football team to go out there and compete. Just to strap up and be a football player, it takes a lot. The feelings are great. They haven't set in yet. I think me and York were there the 2013 year. We have family ties to that. All of our cousins and our, brother-in-laws and stuff have played in that game. And just to go out there and, take that next step and, get that first one for our program was huge, and it was great.
I've told them I think titles are like hot chicks. Where there's one, there's more. I think when you raise that culture, that bar, that kind of becomes part of that expectation. So.
Yes, sir. And then our coaching staff just invests so much time in us. They spend countless hours on the weekend just prepping us, just putting us in the best shape, and it just sets us up to go play good.
Jacob, hold on one second. Just don't grab the mic. There you go. We're getting front row over here first.
All right, Jacob. Walk me through that onside kick, man. Like that ball was swirling around everywhere. Walk me through.
I mean, all I saw was it bounce off a few players, and it come my way, and I jump on it and fought with that Newton kid on the bottom of the pile. But that was just a huge play, and I'm just glad I was in the area to make that play.
I will say, like Jacob, of all the kids that I'd bet money on, he is your non-flash. He's your defensive, your quiet, underspoken kid that is always where he's supposed to be. And my God, was that fitting that he was the kid that ended up with that ball.
No doubt. We got 3 questions left. We'll second row back and then down front.
I hate to be the one to bring the room down, but Coach, scoreless in the second half, but you had an opportunity in the red zone. Can you walk us through that drive right there where that resulted in this field goal?
We were – it's kind of a weird deal coming to the game knowing Newton doesn't kick PATs or field goals, so it kind of messes up your conversion chart, So we at the time we were up 9, and, we were – I think it may be the 8 or 9 yard line. It's on the headset. We're like, hey, we're 4-down territory here, because a 12-point doesn't really give you much. But we had maybe a penalty sack. I don't remember, when it was 4th and goal from the 20, that's kind of a game changer. You're like, well, then our thinking went to, hey, well, if we make this, that's 12. Another PAT, would obviously get, a field goal would give you 15, but it was just, we definitely, Newton is absolutely loaded. There's a great chance Newton is sitting in this room next year. That I think they're where we were this year as far as returning so many good players and so close, and the motivation they'll have that this spring and summer. But I didn't really want the field goal, but 4th and 20, kind of dictated the terms there.
Coach, I'll exclude you from this, Coach, for the players. I covered the Gunner-Leonard game, state regional final, and they called you guys out. I want to know how quick was it for you guys to find out when they called you out at the end of that game?
Honestly, never heard it, but like we've been chasing those guys since we lost last year, and just like all summer, all fall camp, we've just been like playing, getting ready for that game. Yeah, that game's been circled on the calendar. Left a nasty taste in our mouths, so we wanted that one bad.
Front. Obviously, Newton came in with a really explosive offense, a lot of big plays all year long. Y'all were able to kind of make them work for everything they got. just how important was that just to kind of get to the next play and force them to run as many plays as they want?
I think it was huge. And, that first drive, it kind of looked, like we were out of play and, our angles were wrong. I think we adjusted really well after that. Our defense, adjusted. They're really good. They were really fast. And I think our defensive line, started to hold their own and, chip away and just keep making plays. And throughout the game, we held that Porter kid to, minimal yards and, minimal everything pretty much. And, I just can't thank the guys around me enough, and this guy right here for coaching me and being hard on all of us and just pushing us to be the best, men that we can be.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all want to sign up.
Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com.